Hello, welcome back to our Fire Nursing Tutorial YouTube channel. In this class, we are going to discuss with another topic, that is Parkinson's disease. Here we'll see what is Parkinson's disease. Actually, what happens here? It is related to the neurologic condition. It is related to the nervous system. Consider that this is brain and then this is spinal cord. It is brain. Here the part that is, this is called substantia nigra. It is called substantia nigra. Here it is substantia nigra is a small part of brain which controls, what is the function then? It controls the movement and then mood and other functions of the brain. And then also it is a part of the basal ganglia which produces a dopamine, a neurotransmitter. This substantia nigra is going to produce dopamine. And then this substantia nigra is a part of basal ganglia. Okay, we'll see here. Simple. Substantia nigra. This is substantia nigra. It's a part that is present. That is present in a midbrain. Midbrain. Here dopaminergic. Dopaminergic is nothing but here there will be the dopamine production site. This is called dopamine production site. Dopamine production site it is. Here dopamine production takes place and then this goes to basal ganglia. Here basal ganglia. Here in the Parkinson's disease, what happens? Basal ganglia damage takes place. Due to the damage, there will be the injury to the D2 receptors. Inside the basal ganglia, there is a D2 receptor. D2 receptor site. D2 receptor site is there. Here D2 receptor site. What happens? Here substantia nigra, it is a small part that is present in the midbrain. And then what is the function of substantia nigra here? It is going to produce dopamine. It's a chemical that is present in the brain. Here it is production of dopamine production site. That is dopamine production is there and then that production after that produce, it goes to the basal ganglia. Here damage of the basal ganglia. Inside the basal ganglia there is a D2 receptors. Due to the damage to the basal ganglia, there will be the D2 receptor site is there. It is doesn't going to receive the dopamine. Due to the damage of basal ganglia, that's why there will be the injury to the receptor site. That's why there will be the insufficient or deficiency of dopamine level. There will be the lack of dopamine level. Lack of dopamine level leads to Parkinson's disease. Lack of dopamine level. If this exists, if this exists, takes place in the sense that another psychiatric disorder called schizophrenia. If there is a deficiency of dopamine level, it leads to Parkinson's disease. If excess level of dopamine level, that leads to schizophrenia. Here, Parkinson's disease is a chronic progressive in the sense condition gets worse over time. Here Parkinson's disease is a chronic progressive neurological condition. Neurological condition that affects, that going to affect, that affects the movement, due to the degeneration of dopamine producing neurons in the brain. As I told earlier, what happens here? It's one of the chronic and then progressive. It's the condition, Parkinson's condition is become worst over time. That is chronic, progressive. It's one of the neurological condition, and then what it's going to affect the movement due to the degeneration or damage of the what? Dopamine producing neurons in the brain. This is what we call Parkinson's disease. And then this Parkinson's disease is also known as, it is also called as paralytic agitance. Paralytic refers to palsy. Agitance means to shake. That is shaking palsy. Here Parkinson's disease is also called as, that is paralytic agitance. Next we'll see the cause. Here combination of genetic and the environmental causes. First, genetic cause. Genetic in the sense, there will be the family history and then genetic mutation. And then comes to the environmental factor. Environmental factors like this one. There will be the heating cooking oil. Here, genetic factors are family history and genetic mutation, and then environmental factors like this one, heating cooking oil, and then exposure to toxins. Here we'll see, in brain there will be the chemicals, that is dopamine and acetylcholine. What is the ratio? Equal ratio will be present. That is acetylcholine and dopamine. Here ratio is 1:1, and this is the normal condition. It is normal person. What happens in Parkinson's disease in the sense, here acetylcholine and the dopamine. As I told earlier, there will be the damage to the basal ganglia. There is damage to the basal ganglia. Due to that damage, injury to the D2 receptors. In the sense, it is not going to receive the dopamine. Why? Reason is there will be the injury to the receptor site. dopamine receptor site, D2 receptor site. That's what they will have. Now this is an abnormal. Now what happens? Acetylcholine. Now acetylcholine level increases and then dopamine level decreases. Dopamine level decreases. This leads to excitement in the body. This leads to excitement in the body. Excitement means to shake. That is shaking. Fine. Acetylcholine level increases as it is, and then dopamine is going to reduce. Reduction in dopamine. That's what there will be the excitement. We can see excitement in the body. Here next we'll see the clinical features. First and foremost, there will be the tremor. Tremor means shaking. And then rigidity. Rigidity is nothing but a stiffness. And then bradykinesia. That is slow movement. And then postural instability. And then your dementia. That is memory loss. These are the clinical features for the Parkinson's disease or paralytic agitants. And the next we'll see the diagnostic evaluation. Here first and foremost there will be the history collection and this one, physical examination. And then MRI can be blood test, and then diagnostic evaluation based on the clinical features, based on symptoms. Next we'll see the treatment. Here medication can help to control the symptoms. Here first and foremost dopamine promoter, that is bromocriptine can be given. That is dopamine promoter. And then antidepressant, that is monoamine oxidase inhibitor. Monoamine oxidase inhibitors can be given. And then here cognition enhancing medication can be given. And then anti-tremor. Here anti-tremor can be given. That is amantadine. These medications can help to control the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. It's also called as paralytic agitants. I hope you all are very clear with the topic. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.